This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 3. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. All right, and I'm going to jump down to verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren, pushing this word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the 144,000. I'm the brother Damal Gibar, here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahawah by YAHAWASHI. All right. And as we know, the earth is in the hands of the Lord. And right now he has set over it one that is totally unprofitable, an unwise king that is destroying, his own people and the people that are under his rulership, mainly you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which make up the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. And under this unwise king, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, you and all of us are being destroyed, man. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, morally, this is just a very destroyed and This is a very destroyed and unprofitable, rulership. And this is why, it's coming to an end very drastically. All right. And this is why, the kingdom is going to be translated from one people to another. Like it tells you in the Apocrypha, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And we're seeing the end of Esau, Edom's world. And this is why there's such shameful spewing. This is why America is being isolated. This is why everywhere you turn, you see the so-called white man being called out. He's being ultimately, exposed by the spirit of YAHAWASHI through the prophets, through the men of the Lord, and also, through all the nations of this earth. All right. They're all finally in a position to where, they're able to call out this damn devil. Because for a period of time when, Esau was at his height and at his power, a lot of these nations wouldn't dare speak out and basically call out his hypocrisy, call him out on his bullshit, call him out on his, his unfair practices, his wickedness, his lies, his deception, his rape, robbery, and murder. And now the Lord has it to where, Esau is being made bare. And everywhere you look, he's being exposed. He's being called out. He's being shown for being the true demon that he truly is, because it's all coinciding with, the fall of this damn devil, Esau, Edom, and the earth getting ready to transition into a righteous kingdom. All right. And I got this article here, which I want to get into, just showing you, the damn wickedness of this damn devil, man. You see, and this is from Natural News. It says plastic food packaging disrupts your body's eternal clock. Study warns, and this is just one of the many factors of why, he's an unwise king, and he's destroying the people from the inside out, man. And see, and the only thing that's left for Esau, Edom is ultimately to be judged, is to be destroyed. Matter of fact, let me get that real fast. Let me tell you what the scriptures say. Let me get this. Oh, yeah. Brightness. Shit. Coming. All right. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed. Who's the wicked? Esau, Edom, the white man. It says, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And what is that? The prophets, man. The prophets and the men of the Lord. Like I said, you got his own tongue falling upon him. And everywhere you look, all these nations, whether it's the Russians, which are other Edomites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Africans, the South Koreans, North Koreans, everybody is, ultimately, calling this devil out, man, for being the wicked. Now, of course, it's through the prophets and the men of the Lord that we know who Esau truly is. We're basically telling him that he's the Edomites. He's the wicked. He's the serpent in the garden. He's the son of perdition, etc., etc. You see? And now he's being outed. And ultimately, we're slapping, his true nationality and his true, who who he truly is by labeling him as the Edomites, the wicked. You see? And it says, and shall destroy him with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, man. And this is what we see is being put on Esau. And he's at the forefront of all exposure and wickedness, man. And the only thing is that left is for him to be ultimately destroyed by YAHAWASHI, HaMashiach, when he makes his second return. But we know also the Lord is going to allow this devil to be touched up in this third world's war with these nuclear missiles, with the fire from the chariots, and ultimately the fire from the fathership that YAHAWASHI is going to bring. And after that, what? He's going to go into perdition, man. He's going to go into captivity. He's going to go into slavery. We're going to grab up these elites out of their bunkers, out of the caves, out of their space stations, wherever they're going to be hiding themselves, you know, when the thermal, you know, when the missiles fly. We're going to gather these devils up and we're going to put chains on them and shackle them. And they're going to go into captivity and slavery for 1,000 years. And then after that, they're going to be Obadiah 1:18, totally taken off the earth, man. Because that's exactly where he needs to be. He doesn't need to be in a position of rulership, a position of power, or rulership. We see what that has produced. And this is why you see this man being so called out. I mean, being so put on the forefront, man. All right, so let's read some of this article, man. It says a groundbreaking study uncovered a disturbing new health risk. Chemicals in everyday food packaging may be sabotaging your body's eternal clock, raising the risk of diabetes, cancer, and immune disorders. And this is just from the plastic from the packaging, man. And everything here in Babylon is all about plastic, all about everything is consumed in plastic. It's not something that you don't use every day that's putting in this plastic that is leaching particular chemicals, which is causing, you know, worsening sleep, your metabolic health, and leaving you vulnerable for all type of fucking diseases, tiredness, cancers, you know. And it's at the forefront of this man's society. And these devils know that these chemicals are in these packages. Remember, this is all part of the Rockefeller and these elites' plan to dumb down society, to have a, you know, a weakened society that can't critically think, you know, that can't put two and two together. That's just a bunch of slow belly, dim-witted, you know, slaves in their society that they could rule over and control and basically, you know, deceive. You know, this is why autism is at. I was reading an article today. It said literally here in California, because this state allows so much VAXing of the children, that 1 in 12 boys that are born here in California is going to receive autism, man. And that shit jumped double because at first it was 1 in 36. Now it's 1 in 12, man. So out of every 12 child born, 13 children, male children born here, at least one of them is going to have autism, man. And it's all being done through the rulership and through the castration through the medical system intentionally, man. You see? So this is why we need to get the hell out of here. This is why YAHAWASHI coming back is so vital and so necessary into this earth. This man needs to be stopped, man. And this is just one a bit of information. Imagine how deeper and how much more of this society that he's ruling and we're subject and enslaved under is devouring us and destroying us, man. You know, look at what he did a couple of years ago, but what he gave everybody for this whole you know, global sickness that was released. Look at the damaging effects that's happened. Look at the turbo C's and the myocarditis and all the other effects of this man's filthy, nasty, unwise rulership, man. You see, that's what, let me get this real fast. This is why the scripture says this about the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, man. All right. This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 3. And it says, and when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and that red horse represents Esau. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. And remember, that sword is his blessing. And like I said, he weaponizes everything, man. That's part of his blessing. And guess what? This plastic and the packaging and the food and the air and the water, the technology, the cell phones, the computer, all this shit, you know, by these elites are being weaponized and used as a weapon and a sword to destroy the whole damn earth, man. destroy every living thing on this place. And this is why, salvation is such a must, and YAHAWASHI is so desperately needed. That's why scriptures say that if this man was not to be checked, there will be no flesh left to be saved here, man. This man would literally destroy the whole planet and everybody on it, and even himself, man. Damn. And you got niggas talking about I love America, and you have 10-year plans and talking about generational wealth, and nigga, what the hell is wrong with you, man? You wouldn't even survive the next 10 years if this man is to go unchecked and unvetted, man. He would literally destroy everybody. Everybody would drop dead from cancer. Everybody would drop dead from depression. Everybody would go fucking completely crazy if this man was to continue to go on, man. Shit, life itself would be on the goddamn endangered species list, man. It says a groundbreaking study has uncovered a new disturbing health risk. Chemicals in everyday food packaging may be sabotaging your body's eternal clock, raising the risk of diabetes, cancer, and immune disorders. Published in the Environment International Journal by researchers at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology, the finding reveals that polyurethane and polyvinyl chloride plastics, which can be found in everything. You know what? Now they're finding plastics inside of men's testicles and inside of their semen, man. So we're all being totally destroyed by this rulership of this damn demon, this damn devil Esau Edom, the so-called white man. It says from snack wrappers to meat packaging interfere with a cellular signals that regulate sleep, metabolism, and disease prevention. You see? This is why, there will be no flesh left to be saved. He's damaging everybody's circadian rhythm. He's damaging basically your very function and your very ability to survive here on this earth, which is supposed to be a paradise, man. All right. Plastics are not a creation or an invention of YAHAWASHI, so to speak, All right, when the Lord created this earth, plastics didn't exist. Plastics don't even, they're not biodegradable inside of the environment. It's an unnatural creation that was made by the so-called fucking white man. You see? Like in a righteous society, it wouldn't need no damn plastics, man. What the hell do you need plastic for? All right, put everything in glass, just have everything natural. That's why everything needs to go back to the old ways, man. All right, the ancient world type of ways, man. It says, for years, scientists have warned about hormone-disrupting chemicals like phthalates in plastic, you see? But this study exposes a previously unknown threat. These materials contain compounds that directly hijack the adenosine A1 receptor, a protein critical for maintaining circadian rhythms. Unlike slow-acting hormone disruptions, this mechanism works rapidly, delaying key clock genes by 9 to 17 minutes, a shift that over time could have serious health consequences. You see? So we're totally, everything in the society is out of whack and out of balance, thanks to this so-called fucking devil, man. All right? It says, Salakia. All right, Salakia. All right. So like I said, so all these plastics, man, it's just fucking everybody. It's destroying everybody, man. All right. And it's messing up your circadian rhythm, which is vital for your sleep. All right. And I got this other article show you how important sleep is for you. All right. And it says better sleep, why it is important for your health, and tips to sleep soundly. But now with all these plastics and everyday exposure to these chemicals, you can't even have sound sleep or healthy sleep, which is throwing everybody off balance, making you more susceptible to all type of diseases, and you not functioning at an optimal level, man. It says sleep has become a precious commodity, which can't nobody sleep now. Everybody is caught up every day with the rat race. The rat race of the day, the technology, the cell phones, the television, people working 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, all of the chaos and the depression, the drug use, the drug abuse, the alcohol, everything in this society, man. That's why scripture tells you in Habakkuk that this is not our rest. It shall destroy you even with a sword of destruction, man. And this devil was doing everything in his power to make sure that you people are being totally destroyed, man. So any of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans talking about you love America and this is the greatest country on the planet Earth and this is heaven, you're a damn fool, man. You don't even know what's being done to you on a day-to-day basis by your enemy, this damn devil. It says we love it and need it, but rarely get enough of it. Busy schedules, kids, anxiety, and technology can all get in the way of a good night's sleep. And let's put it into it. All of this goddamn plastic, these chemicals leaching from polyurethanes and polyvinyl bullshit. All right. It says getting enough sleep can play an important role in your weight, emotional well being, blood pressure, diabetes, mental and physical performance, and more. And everybody is suffering. Nobody is operating optimally as you should because of this wicked and defiled rulership, man. It says, remember, let me get this point. It says, why is sleep important for health? The three pillars of health are nutrition, physical exercise, and sleep. So what? The nutrition here is all destroyed, especially here in America. All of these chemicals, red dyes, fillers, chemicals, GMO foods, bad quality of air, shitty fluoride in the water. We can go on and on, man. And all these things are being attacked. All these things are being, manipulated and corrupted under the rulership of this damn devil, man. You see, it says all these three are connected. And guess what? These devils know that. That's why they attack it. All right. And that's why, that's why we're in the kingdom. These things are not going to be attacked. These things are going to be, fully, they're all going to be in their perfection, man. All right. It says, for example, if you don't sleep well, you may not eat well. And even if you do have the ability to get a good 8-9 hours of sleep, you're still not eating well if you're here in America. I don't give a damn if you claim I only eat organic and this and that. That shit's contaminated and poisoned too. All right. You're still being bombarded with these Wi-Fi signals, with your television, with your cell phone, with this technology and all this other bullshit. All right. It says people get food cravings when they haven't slept well, and they often crave a food with lots of carbohydrates like a cookie. And when you are tired, the last thing you want to do is go to the gym. It says people who are functioning pay attention to all three. They must be working together for better health. Here are some other health benefits of sleep. It promotes growth, helps heart health, supports weight management, helps combat germs and keep your immune system strong, reduces risk of injury, increases attention span, boosts memory and learning. And everybody here in America is her memory is all fucked up. Their attention span is less than that of a goldfish. I mean, look at these children. Look at these people. Just look at them, especially Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Look how they act and how they lead the league in sicknesses and heart problems and attention span, memory, cognitive ability, and just being fucking normal, man. All right. And it says how much sleep you should get. It says, but it says how much should, children need, newborns need 14 to 17 hours. Babies need 12 to 16, 11 and 14 hours a day for toddlers, preschoolers, 10 to 13 hours, school age children, 9 to 12. And ain't none of them getting none of that, man. Because like I said, everybody is bombarded with the hustle and bustle of every day. These kids are hooked and locked into their tablets, to their cell phones, to technology, to videos, to this and that. So everybody's all fucked up, man. So it says, what are some health risks of not getting enough sleep? Not enough sleep or routinely getting broken sleep is linked with 7 of the 15 leading causes of death in the U.S. These include heart disease, which Jake leads the league in that, cancerous tumors, diseases related to the brain, such as stroke and brain aneurysms, accidents, diabetes, sepsis, high blood pressure. It's not healthy to deprive yourself of sleep because sleep supports all aspects of normal brain and body function. Remember, these devils don't want you to have normal functioning brains or critical thinking skills, right? They want you to be dumbed down. They want you to be deprived of all these things so you can stay sick and then what? Have to go to their hospitals where they're not going to cure you. They'll give you more medication that's going to fuck you up even worse. It's going to cause new problems and new diseases that's going to need to be treated. So you're going to constantly have to go back to a hospital for something on top of something. All right. And then you're going to go in there and get cancer. And then it's just an ongoing cycle of death here in this damn society, man. All right. And it's, what does it say here? What are some tips for better sleep? Avoid late night stacking, sugar, caffeine, and alcohol. That's impossible. It says turn off electronics, TVs, and computers 2 hours before bed. The blue light from these devices causes your brain to stay active. Turning them off a couple of hours before bed gives your brain a chance to unwind and get ready for sleep. But nobody can wind down because like I said, people are stressed out. People can't afford their bills. People are getting evicted. People are stressed out from, not making ends meet, probably going to bed hungry, and just all the perplexities and the chaos in the chaotic world that we're living in. It's hard to get a good night's sleep. And sometimes it feel like when you finally lay down and get to sleep, your alarm goes off and you got to get up and go back to work and, repeat the bullshit. And what? You're still tired. You're driving to work. You're tired. Your thinking ain't sharp. Your reaction ain't sharp, And on top of that, a lot of these people are taking all these goddamn medications and pills. So they ain't really in their right frame of mind. Man, like I said, this is just a society of death, man. Ain't nothing right here in this world under this damn devil. It says store all digital devices, smartphone, tablet, laptop in an area of the house other than the bedroom. Sleep in a dark room. Use an alarm clock. Keep room temperature. Blah 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 blah. You see, and what happens to your brain when you don't get enough sleep? Sleep deprivation affects your ability to remember, concentrate, and make good decisions. So obviously, a lot of people are being affected by this shit. Like I said, go on World Star Hip Hop. Go on these different YouTube channels. Look at the people, how they act, how they react. The things that these people are, doing out here in this society shows you that there's something wrong with the people. All right. It says a sleep deprived driver has the same poor response time as one who was legally drunk. Not getting enough sleep makes us more emotionally unstable. Lack of sleep can cause you to have very strong emotions such as extreme sadness or anger. Yeah, it leads to depression, leads to all type of bullshit, man. You see? And that's what this society and what Esau Edom is constantly putting on you people. All right. It says PVC and pure are ubiquitous. Ubiquitous means all over the place, every fucking where. Nowhere you can avoid it. It says the PVC lurks in plastic wrap blister packs like gum wrappers and shrink wrap produce, while PUR coats snack pouches and foil lined food packaging. All of our cells follow a circadian rhythm, and the chemicals found in plastics can change that rhythm. Warren Leeds author Molly Young McPartheid. The body's 24-hour clock governs sleep, immune function, and cell repair. When disrupted, it's linked to chronic diseases. You see why this man has come to take peace from the earth? You see why the whole course of nature is all disrupted and everything is upside down? And like I said, an unwise king destroyeth his people, man. In a righteous society, nobody would allow their people or their citizens to be affected by shit like this. It wouldn't even exist. It doesn't even need to exist, man. You see, like they don't have to put these food in these different packagings and all this, with all these chemicals. But what they do it anyway, and they know the effect that it's having upon the people, but they don't care. As long as they can make a profit, they don't give a fuck who it affects, who it's killing, who it's hurting, how it's destroying you people. As long as it's getting the result that these elites want. It says when disrupted, it's linked to chronic diseases. Yet most consumers are unaware they're exposed to these clock-altering chemicals daily. Worse, the study found those affected are dose-dependent. Frequent exposure to plastic-wrapped foods could compound the damage. You see? It says, well, caffeine keeps us awake by blocking A1R, but plastic chemicals do the opposite, activating it. In lab tests, PVC and PUR extracts mimicked adenosine, a natural compound that promotes sleepiness. Researchers fear chronic exposure could disrupt sleep patterns and metabolic health, especially in vulnerable groups such as shift workers or those with existing sleeping disorders. You see? Absolutely crazy, man. It says with no immediate regulatory fixes in sight, experts urge consumers to take provocative steps. Avoid plastic food packaging. Opt for glass, stainless steel, or beeswax wraps. Never microwave plastic. Heat accelerates chemicals leaching. Choose fresh, unpackaged foods. Reduce your reliance on processed snacks and plastic pouches. Ventilate your home. Right, and that's something that people can do. But like I said, but for the most part, hey, that's more easier said than done. I mean, at some point, no matter what you do, if you go to the grocery store and buy some meat, it's going to be wrapped in fucking plastic. All right. That's everywhere you go. Unless you go to like a Whole Foods, I think they'll put that, your food in that little, look like the little butcher paper. But I'm pretty sure even that shit got some type of chemicals in that shit leaching into the meat. or even when it gets delivered to those different companies or Whole Foods before they take it out, I'm pretty sure that shit's wrapped in some of these plastics, man. So this is just a goddamn a nightmare, man. And like I said, this is why, hey, the water, YAHAWASHI, hey, we're not going to have to be here for too much longer, and our salvation is coming, man. And this is Luke 1 and 68. It says, blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people. You see, remember, us being in this situation as Israelites, this was part of the punishment and the curses we had to endure for, defying YAHAWASHI. All right, part of the punishment was we would be scattered amongst our enemies and amongst the heathen, man. And it says, and hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which had been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies. And we need to be saved from the hands of this damn devil, Esau, Edom, who is our main enemy, and from this world, from this society, from these plastics, from the cancers, from the food, from the GMO, from the fucked up air, to these stupid our kids being put in these schools and these so-called education systems, from these chemicals, from the Wi-Fi, from just this whole setup in general, you see, and from the hands of all that hate us. And you can't say that Esau you can't say that Esau don't hate you, people. Look at what he's doing to you on a regular basis, man. It says to perform the mercies promised to our fathers, and to remember his holy covenant, the oath which he swore to our forefather Abraham, that he would grant unto us that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear, and holiness and righteousness before him all the days of our lives. Right. And that's what we're waiting on, to be delivered, so we can serve YAHAWASHI in righteousness, have the law, statutes, commandments on our inward part. We're not going to sin. We're not going to go off. We're not going to offend. We're not going to have to be punished. We're going to be in the position of rulership and dominance over this whole planet Earth, man. And everybody is going to benefit from the rulership of Israel. We're not going to put fluoride in the water. We're not going to vaccinate your children as soon as they come out of the womb. We're not going to put all these plastics and chemicals and leaching, artificial and damaging chemicals upon the people of the planet. These things will not exist anymore. Scriptures tell you in Revelation 22 that, we're going to offer the tree of life to these nations, and we're going to be healing them. If they get sick, we're going to literally heal them with righteous medicines out of the earth. We're not going to provide them, the form of medicine and medical practices like this damn devil practices. Hey, when somebody is sick and they come to us in the kingdom, we're going to literally heal them with natural remedies and herbs that's going to cure them of their diseases. We're not going to have industries of medicine that constantly keeps you sick, constantly keep you coming back, to where we're just going to, feed you artificial and crappy medicine that just, continuously keeps you sick or creates new sicknesses, to where you're constantly in a cycle of death and sickness, and we're profiting off of your sickness. No, things like that are not going to exist, man, in our kingdom. All right. All right. All right. Let me get one more and I'm going to close this out. This is Job chapter 20, verse 4. It says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? And this is where Esau finds himself, that all of his triumphing is about to come to an end, man. All right. And his little short 250 years of rulership he had on this side, hey, in 1 hour, it's all going to be destroyed and melted and totally obliterated, man. It says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reacheth unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. Because why? When YAHAWASHI comes, we're going to be saved from our enemies and delivered from this wickedness and this unrighteous and destructive rulership and kingdom of this damn devil Esau, Edom. And YAHAWASHI is going to establish his government, his righteousness, and the throne, and the scepter of righteousness over this whole planet Earth, to where wickedness will no longer have reign, and this type of bullshit will no longer exist, man. So, hey, man, that's why we got to hasten the return of YAHAWASHI, so we can be saved and delivered from this hell and from all of this corruption of this damn devil Esau, Edom. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. All praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWASHI for putting the spirit in me to do this lesson. Lord willing, you are edified. To the next one. Shalom.